Hey everybody, it's Greg from parkjourney.com here. As you can see, I am at Six Flags Magic Mountain for a Wonder Woman Flight of Courage update, and also Tatsu Paint and other things going on around the park. So it's been a couple weeks since our last update. I apologize for that. I was in isolation for 10 days. You know, I think some of you know how that goes. But luckily it was very mild, and I was the only one in my house that got it, so which was nice. So anyway, got a lot to get to today, so we'll go ahead and get right into it. I did ride Riddlers. I just got off because I wanted to take a look at what was going on behind the walls in the DC Universe side. Obviously no pictures and video as I was riding Riddlers, because that's a big no-no, but I will talk a little bit about through this video what I saw and kind of what they're doing on that side. But before we get into the update, make sure you click below to subscribe to our channel. We'd greatly appreciate it. Alright, so as I mentioned at the top, I wanted to take a ride on Riddlers, so I just got off of Riddlers. I wanted to take a look at what is going on with Wonder Woman. So here you can see basically right on the roll here, Riddler, so I'll kind of orient you where it is down, and then we've got more supports here. There are, what I saw from Riddlers as well, there are supports that are stacked up basically in the turnaround, what used to be the turnaround for Tidal Wave. So they've got a whole bunch more supports there, obviously more in the middle of the attraction or of the coaster here than what they had during our last update. So let's just kind of continue to walk around through the exit of Riddler so you can see what's going on with Wonder Woman. So as we move down through the Riddler's exit, you can see some more supports. This is basically what you see right there through the trees. That would basically be right before you get back to the station on the DC Universe side. So it looks like they're starting to put supports on that end of the attraction. And then as we move through here, you can kind of see through the fence a little bit. Lots of supports here, as I mentioned. And the first part of this, they have basically right what you're gonna see kind of through the mesh there, the red. You can't see it too well right now. As I mentioned, they have supports basically in the turnaround, what used to be the turnaround for Tidal Wave after the drop. So here, looking through the fence, you can see supports that are done, supports that are ready to go. So it looks like they've got pretty much everything on this end at least somewhat installed. It looks like work has kind of slowed down a little bit, but as you can see here, they are definitely moving to other parts of the ride. So again, they've got their process, as I mentioned in our last update, and I'm not going to question it. Might look weird to us, but they've definitely got their process. I don't see anybody working on this side. As I was riding Riddlers, I did see some people working on the DC side, but when I get back over to that side, I will talk a little bit more about that. And then here, as we move down, you can see, if I zoom in a little bit, you can see the supports that are basically around the former turnaround of Tidal Wave. So there's still some rocks there as well that were there for Tidal Wave. They did not take all of that out from what I saw. So perhaps getting some rock work in that area as well for Wonder Woman. And then here you can see some more supports that are ready to go up. They've got obviously wood underneath to keep them off of the ground. And then they've got some caps on the footers there. And then as we move up, you'll see these supports that are ready. Looks like they've connected a couple of them as well, as you can see here, as we move up on that support and that brace there. So a little bit more work done than was here, you know, a couple weeks ago, or during our last update, which was, I think it was on Valentine's Day. So it's been a few weeks, so I do apologize for that. But yeah, you can see a lot of work still going on, a lot to do. And then here you can see again more stuff. This was all pretty much done our last update, but then again you can see some more supports there. So you got two supports there, and then the wedge in the middle, basically connecting them. And then as we move up this one there, you can see that as well. I'll kind of back up here, you can see kind of how that looks. So yeah, lots of supports obviously for this coaster, for all the forces and stuff that are involved with it. But it's going to look really nice once that yellow track is getting up there. And I will say, when I realized this is where I did look out in the lot, the yellow track is still sitting out there. Doesn't look like any of the track has actually moved to this side here. But from what I can tell, it's all out there. So it's just a matter of getting the supports done and then installing the track, obviously. And And then here we can take a look down the entire site there. So again, lots of supports ready to go, lots of supports already done. And then as we move down to the DC Universe side, it looks like that's where they're kind of working the last couple of weeks. And here we've got a nice look down at the all of the supports all the way down. It's a rather long coaster, and it kind of stretches out, you know, obviously between DC Universe and Metropolis. So it's going to look really cool, kind of going back and forth there around that area where Tidal Wave used to be. I think it's going to definitely be a very picturesque and fun ride to take pictures and video of once it does open. I think it's a really great spot for it. And then over on this side here, you're going to see again, really not too much difference from what we had a couple weeks ago. Just more supports, and then the braces over here. And then as we move down, so I'll kind of back up a little bit here. It's probably a better look if you back up. Yeah, so it's looking good. They're working, and then as I mentioned, it kind of moves all the way down towards the DC Universe side. All right, everybody. So here we are under the first drop of Tatsu. I just came up from Apocalypse, so this walkway is back open, and it looks like they've actually completed all of the painting here for this side of the attraction. So like our last update, they were working basically right above us here, and now they are done. So you can see it's a little overcast today, so you can't really see too much of the colors, but looking good. Peek through the trees. We'll head up the hill here in a minute as well. But here you can see, looks like the lift hill is completely done, at least from what I can see over here. And then as we move up here, you'll see the rest. So we'll go ahead and head up the hill, right up those stairs. All right, so taking a look at the lift hill. As I mentioned, it looks like it's completely done. It doesn't look like they have really too much left to go. Again, it's a little overcast today, so you can't really see too much from this side. But yeah, it looks like the lift hill is completely done. They did do the motor as well, or at least the outside of the motor. So they got a little bit there left to do, right at the bottom of the lift. And then going into the station. Probably, all things considered, one of the easier parts to do. So here you can see what they have left to do. Lift hill, motor, and the little fence around it for the workers done. Bottom of the lift hill all the way into the station done, or not done, excuse me. Railing here is done. This area here under the Sky Tower now, as you can see, completely done. Last time we were here, they were painting that section there. No surprise, it's done. So they are definitely moving pretty quick here. And then here you can see a little bit. It still needs to be done there, which is coming right out of the station, going into the lift hill. And then obviously the station here. And the helpful Honda Express is back open. So that means that they are done working directly under it, at least for today. I don't really see any painting going on today. There was supposedly rain in the forecast. You can see it's starting to get a little darker, more clouds than earlier in our update. So maybe that's why they weren't working. Apparently some thunderstorms. Take a peek inside the warehouse there, and you can see they actually are getting ready to paint, or they are starting to paint there. So they are doing a complete repaint, even parts that we can't see, which is good. That's a very good thing. So it looks like the turnaround into the final brakes is done. Or yeah, so we've got the first brakes there, and then we got the little dip into the final brakes here, where the train is. Zoom out here. So yeah, it looks like it's pretty much all done. We'll obviously move around to the front to see what else is done or needs to be done on the front. But it's getting very, very close. It does sound like they are working in the station today, so I'm assuming with the threat of rain, they've moved over into the front, into the station part. So makes sense, makes total sense. Gotta be honest, I'm not too familiar with the back of Tatsu's sign, so I'm not sure if that's been repainted. I mean, it looks, you know, actually not too bad. So if anybody knows, let us know in the comments. But yeah, I don't typically look at the back of Tatsu's sign, but it does look rather fresh. So I'll take a look at the front of the sign when I pass over the front to see if there's anything that looks refreshed. Could just be that that's, you know, that part doesn't get too much sun and it looks okay. But yeah, I don't remember if that was always that color. Let me know in the comments. So here's the front of the Tatsu sign. I'm going to say that that green is new and that's been repainted. I need to go back and look at some old pictures, but I want to say the dragon obviously has not been repainted, but I want to say that that looks new and repainted to me. Maybe even a whole new sign. Okay, I need to go back and look at some pictures, but let me know in the comments. Yeah, I'm not sure on that.
So I did just want to follow up a little bit on the Tatsu picture here. So here's a picture of the Tatsu sign in 2015. So you can see it has definitely been updated. I pulled this up while I was at the park, so it definitely has been updated, which is great.
Looks like we are back to having obnoxious ads in the park for Adriana's insurance. I think a few years back, I'd have to go back and look at pictures. I don't know if it was her, but there was some other insurance ad. I mean, I know the park needs money. I know advertising works, but it's just so tacky. I'm sorry. I just, you know, they have umbrellas. You know, that's fine, the umbrellas, but this is just, no. I don't care for that at all, to be honest with you. All right, everybody, down at the bottom of the hill here, you know, looks like there may be a little bit left. Yeah, so the turnaround looks like it's done. I'll take some more video on the other side. Again, with the lighting today, I can't really tell. Looks like the turnaround is done. The one support there, right before the brake run, needs to be done, but the top you can see is done. Looks like the track is all done. So yeah, it looks, I mean, I would say 90% done. So you get maybe one support there. Again, I'll get some more video from the other side. So you may have one support right there that still needs to be painted. But yeah, it looks like it's pretty much done. The pretzel loop, done. So yeah, definitely looks pretty close here. Again, no opening date yet. Still some work to do in the station, and then some supports here you can see on the actual final brake run, some of those supports there. But it looks like the track itself is done, but again, I can't tell with the lighting today. It's very overcast, so I'm not 100% sure on that. Just taking another look at Revolution. Don't see really any work going on here. They just turned on they just turned the right on as I was standing here taking a couple pictures, but I don't think that means anything. But you can see, looks like they took out some more of the rock work that we showed you the last update here in this final helix. And then as we move closer to the other side of Tatsu, yeah. So definitely a few more supports here that need to be done. But it looks like most of the really hard parts are done. So as you know, we had a video the other day about some of the park improvements going on at Great Adventure, and we're actually going to have another follow-up video talking about some of the enhancements at Six Flags Over Georgia and Fiesta Texas this week as well. But you know, hopefully the improvements are happening here. You can see some of the paint here on the Full Throttle Plaza starting to fade a little bit. A little bit of, you know, rust here where the Christmas trees usually are. But then they've also still got, you know, stuff like, you know, this is still closed. All these food places are still closed. Yeah, it's not busy today, but you know, this is the front of the park. But so hopefully we'll start to see some of those improvements going on here at Magic Mountain over the next, you know, few weeks as well. Hey everybody, so on this side, as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to ride Riddlers before doing this side, this update for this side. So you can see a lot of work going on here with the former Wonder Woman Lasso of Truth. No idea what the theme is yet, but you can see there definitely is a brighter color. Let Superman passes by there. I also did want to mention that we did a couple updates ago talk about the former facades where the DC Universe stuff was. That was all removed. They are rebuilding some stuff. Don't know if it's going to be an actual building or just more facades, but they were building. Also saw a couple of additional planters going in kind of the middle where the DC Universe sign was. So I don't know if there's going to be a new sign maybe, but it looked like some planter supports there. And then here you can see supports coming in on this side. That would be kind of the turnaround in front of the station. And then we showed from the other side the supports that were being installed towards the back of the final turnaround into the station. So so you can see they are definitely working here. The crane is moving over here. That is actually where they are building something. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it was a new building or just new facades, but that is basically where the facades were, the DC Universe like kind of apartment facades were, that they took down. So that is basically where they are working right there. Again, not sure what that is going to be. Hopefully we'll find out soon enough. Don't see any kind of color change with the Roundup, Electric Rainbow, whatever you want to call it. In there, you can still see the stars. Let me kind of move over here a little bit. You can still kind of see the stars in there, but not too much change that I can see that would give away any kind of theme. But here we have the station and supports and all that fun stuff. So it looks like most of the work has moved down to this side. In addition, behind the warehouse there was a lot of supports in addition to what I talked about earlier with the final turnaround, that what used to be the final turnaround for Tidal Wave. So lots of stuff going on. It'll be interesting to see. Hopefully we'll be able to get a tour in the not too distant future and bring you all some. Hey, how are you? Always fun when you get a shout out from one of the managers in the park. So yeah, lots of stuff going on. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up for our Six Flags Magic Mountain update. A couple of things I did want to mention before. Superman did post my video. You can't hear me because of Superman. It's so friggin' loud. Sorry, Superman, louder than Riddler's. Anyway. So I had a couple of videos of a little bit of footage of the Tatsu sign. I wasn't sure if that was new. I actually went back and looked at some pictures from 2015, and it is new. So I did post it on our social media. I will include those pictures here from 2015, and then the updated pictures so you can see them. So yeah, lots of stuff going on here at the park. Looking forward to seeing Tatsu finish. Even though again I'm not the biggest fan, but I know you all are. So looking forward to seeing that done. Obviously, you see behind me a lot of stuff going on with Wonder Woman. I did talk a little bit about some of the park improvements I hope they make too over the next, not too distant future. So hopefully, we'll start seeing some of those park improvements that we're seeing at some of the other parks. All right, everybody, thanks again for watching. As always, it's much appreciated, and we will have another update soon. Take care, everybody.